Hello, my name's Dr. Compsney. I'm Head of Science at Beacon Academy, and I'm also an A-level chemistry teacher. You probably found this video because you are thinking about studying chemistry A-level with us, and I'd just like to take this opportunity to answer a few of the questions that you might have about the course. So I suppose probably the most important question is why study chemistry at all? Chemistry is incredibly relevant to the real world around us. Power and energy is one of the most relevant applications of chemistry. So, not just energy that powers our country and our infrastructure, but the energy that's used to power the tablet or the phone or the computer that you're watching this video on. Agriculture is another important application of chemistry. With our growing global population, it's chemistry that ensures we have enough food. And then pharmaceuticals is a branch of chemistry which has never been more relevant than during the COVID era that we find ourselves in. Chemistry is also known as the central science, and it will run parallel with some of the other subjects you might be considering. So there's physics and biology, but of course also there's a large amount of maths with a practical application in chemistry too. Chemistry is more than just about the sciences, though. It's known as a facilitating A level. And so it's true that I've sent a lot of students off to study chemistry at university, but I've also sent my fair share off to study for subjects more relating, for example, to the legal field. And the reason why chemistry helps with those is it shows analytical thinking and the ability to think through research and draw conclusions from that. So it's a set of skills that we're enabling you to have with whatever your future would hold. Why study chemistry, though? For me, the answer to that is just curiosity, a passion to understand the but why to some of the chemistry that you've studied already in your GCSEs. Now, where chemistry can take you is quite far reaching, and you'll see at the bottom of this slide here, there's a link to the Royal Society of Chemistry website that has outlined some of the careers of chemists and what they do day to day. It's worth having a bit of a float around that website if you've got time. The course we study at Beacon is AQA Chemistry, and there's a picture of the syllabus there. And we'll go through this more when we start the course, but just so you know what you're signing up to. There's 3 exams all at the end of the course, and each exam is 2 hours long and covers a range of the different branches of chemistry. So our job then in 10 hours, a fortnight of lessons, is just to make sure you feel fully prepared for that. The chemistry itself is split into the 3 main branches of chemistry. There's physical chemistry, so that's more like the physics side of things, so electricity and how cells or batteries work. Inorganic chemistry is the chemistry of metals, and then organic chemistry, which is the chemistry of carbon. You'd have studied all of those 3 branches at GCSE, they just may not have had those labels. Those 3 units then contain different topics, and there's 34 of those in total for us to cover. And then when we get to it, the grade boundaries are always roughly the same, although they do change year on year. And you can see what we're looking at in the orange box at the bottom of your screen. In addition to the 3 exams, there are 12 required practicals that we will do, and you will be assessed on those in those 3 exams, and it will be worth at least 15% of the total of the marks across those 3 exams. In addition to that, though, as well as getting your chemistry A level, which will be graded, you'll get a Cpac qualification, and Cpac is either pass or fail. Cpac then is not examined in the exams, it's done separately to that. And it's a journey of progression, moving you forwards through scientific understanding of why we do experiments and how we carry them out. We'll record all of that in lab books as we go throughout the course. And then in addition, we have 20% of maths skills. So 20% of the 3 papers will be maths, but also part of your Cpac accreditation is just checking that you are able to apply your answers. And in many ways, that will be mathematically to draw valid conclusions. So that's not just algebra, but graphical skills we'll need to make sure are fully honed as well. And here are some pictures of the kind of practicals that you can expect to undertake. So some of those might look familiar. You've got the titration, which is in the top left-hand side of the screen. And then moving around, we've got the electrochemical cells, so producing electricity from chemicals, just like is in your mobile phone. And then in the middle, at the bottom, we've got some vanadium complex ions and some pretty coloured chemistry there. Then the final two on the screen are bog standard organic chemistry practicals. So you've got a distillation and heating under reflux, both of which will become quite a common experiment for us to do as we progress through the organic chemistry within the course. So my commitment to you then, I will plan lessons and assessments, and I will complete the course in the time available, and I'll run keep up sessions. So after school for an hour a week, should you need that extra support, it's there for you. I'll also set a mark work, and I will monitor your progress through the Cpac pathway. We'll have mock exams, which will not only set and mark, but the feedback from that can be very pivotal in preparing for examinations at the end. And then, of course, I would be delighted to be involved with your UCAS application. UCAS is the company that you will use to apply to university through. And in return, I ask from you four major pieces of commitment. So, firstly, to organisation. So, just to ensure that you meet all the deadlines set and that you turn up to lessons with what you need to make progress. I ask for independent work, so it's not just enough to turn up to my lessons. My expectations is that you are reading ahead, reading after the lesson, and undertaking a range of practice questions as we go through. I also ask that you work to the best of your ability. Doing just enough is not something that I would want you to settle for. And I ask for good communication as well. If you're struggling and if you need support, please just come and talk to me. So the independent work then, for the 10 hours of lessons we have a fortnight, my expectation is that you will undertake another 10 hours of independent work. So some of that will be homework that I set or reading around and preparing for lessons, but some of it will be going back over topics that we haven't covered in class for several months, just to make sure that your comprehension is still just as high as it ever was. Be careful with independent work, though. Independent work it feels challenging. What independent work isn't is messing about on your phone. So we've got to make sure that we get in that mindset that when we're working, we're committed to doing just that. Now, don't worry if you're only studying the trilogy science, that's double science at GCSE in old terms. If you're not studying the separate science that used to be called triple, it doesn't matter. The work that I will set you to do over the summer should level the playing field in all areas that are meaningful. And as we go through the course, I am well aware of the GCSE course and what the differences are, and I adjust my teaching to make sure that we don't leave anybody at a disadvantage at all. So that's it from me. I hope I've answered a few of the questions that you have on the A-level chemistry course. Any other questions that you have, please do get in touch. My email is at the bottom of the screen. Many thanks.